Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, just logged on and I was going to go into sport mode, just done daily race A, and as I backed out I've noticed this online time trial at Watkins Glen in the group 4 cars. So I wanted to just check for anyone who's kind of knows the circuit. I kind of know Watkins Glen. I've driven it many a time in group 3s. I have driven it in group 4s. I kind of know what I'm doing around it, I think. So I want to see what it's like for someone who's got a bit of experience around that circuit to go in and get the gold lap time effectively. So I see there's a 52.930 is the world record at the moment. We've got 4 days to do this, so not long, but there we go. We need a 56.317 to get the gold, and we're going to see, can we achieve that? How easy is it to achieve? Do I need many laps, or is it something that I can go in and say 2 minutes, done, that's it, that's a gold medal time? Or do we actually need to do more? So just want to test it in terms of the cars that we're going to use. I want to try and figure out what cars are being used. So I'm going to go to the time ranking, and looking at my friends list, it should be doable for me, I can tell. Slipstream, incredible time, that's actually mega. We're looking at, it should be doable. In terms of the global ranking, the cars will be, it's the Sylvia. So we're going to try and go into a car from my garage. I want to use the Sylvia, and I know I've got a nice livery for it there. So they're ready to go, and we need the racing hard tyres, which we already have, and we're going to go with enter. So it's BOP is on, and here we are, Watkins Glen. Our target, I think it was a 56, so we'll try and go for a 56 and see where we're at really with those times. Now, change the views. I like using this view at the moment, and then moving that to the time trial time. Now, as you would have seen on the channel, I did drive around the short course for the Creator Series earlier in the week in the Mazda, so the adaptation is going to be slightly different. I'm using different braking points, so we're going to go about there, slow the car down, and we can use as much of this as we can as long as the 2 tyres are on the red and yellow curb. Going up the hill, it's just a matter of maintaining speed. You don't want to hear a lot of the tyre squeals. That's one thing that I've found, is the more tyre squeal you hear, the slower the car goes. So you want to hear as little as you can, so turn up the volume on that. I'll probably do a video on that at some point. Then brake there just to get a feel for it. Get into 4th gear. I think we might have got track limits there, and then we just want to let the car kind of roll a bit. I think we got away with the track limits. Use as much as the curb, let the tyres rest a bit, hit the breakers, and want to try and get the car turn in and power out as soon as you can in a straight line towards that curb. Going into here, want to use the brake markers, let the car turn in, use 2nd for a bit more rotation, and get back up to 3rd gear just to get the traction up the hill. Missed shift there, so could have shifted a little better. And we want to try and brake here in a straight line and go close to this, because it's going to give you a much better run on the exit. At least I find anyway. It's not the quickest way probably, but who knows. And then hug the corner here, and as soon as you can, get on the power. Right, in here we want to try and stay in 4th gear. Lift off, let the car roll in. Downshift if you need to. And how close is this going to be? 4, 55, 56, 57, 58. So we need to shave about 2 seconds off. So we know we can get some here. So look at that, we're gaining time. So even though we've got a slow entry, we're getting a better run up the hill. So you've got to weigh that up a bit, but we can still get a lot more time there. So that's one place that we've already lost time, is that first section. But we know that we've got a better run in, and by the time we get to the bus stop here, we're pretty much going to be dead on where we were last time round. I'm only going to drop 2 gears here. Keep a bit more momentum. Drop it down because I'll need a bit more rotation. And look at that, we're gaining time. Look at that, half a second up already. Just there. Now we lost a bit of time there, so that's something to factor in for next time. And here, as we've used more of the track, we're actually gaining time. That's another thing to bear in mind. The more track you can use, the more time you will gain. And as you can see here, I used too much, so you don't want to use too much track. So we're going to actually restart that, because if we don't restart, we're going to have to serve the penalty. So that's 2 laps that we would have to do. So at least this way we can get a flying lap in straight away. And try and really just hit our braking point. So we know we lost about half a second there on the first curve, on the first corner. So it's really trying to about there this time round. Get the car turned in. And as I've restarted, I haven't actually got my delta time compared to my best. So we're going to have to do the first lap and see where we're at. But because every lap you do is a bit of a learning process. You pick up little things every lap. Even for races, you can also judge how much time you will lose in the penalty zone, just by seeing what gear can you get into. If you need to drop 1 gear, you need to drop 2, depends on how much penalties you get. So everything you pick up is going to help with daily races, league races, everything. Just understanding where the car is at. I know here I want to catch a little bit of that curve just to give me a little bit extra rotation. Going into here, don't go too far to the left. And we know this lap time is not as good. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near what we need. 55, 56, 57. So that would have been a 57.5. As you can see there, I went very deep, and it's going to cost us all the way. But never give up on there, because even though we've lost some time there, there's still plenty of time to be made up in the rest of the lap. Like that lap there, we got a half-second penalty, so we should have really at this point be on a 57, I believe. We might get a 57.5 because of the penalty. We'll see though at the end. And as you can see, me letting the car roll, we actually gain time rather than having to let the car do more work. So even though we're down on our time, we're gaining. So we know that 6 tenths is there in that second sector. There we go. So we just lost a little bit of time there compared to the last lap. But here, we don't have to serve that penalty. And look at that time just coming back. So we know the third sector is something where we need to work on. And this one, I haven't changed down to third on purpose. And look, we've gained time. So we know 4th gear is probably the best one there. And when the 56 is. So this lap now, we can already know that it's already going to be somewhere close to the gold medal time. So as long as we put everything together, this should be a good enough lap. So already 8 tenths. And we plebbed it. So we messed up there. So that's going to be 2 laps of really, but still our best lap. So when the 56 is, and we've used as much of that track as we could there, literally to the limit. And we're gaining, so this is good because we knew that last lap was very good on this sector. We were about, I think about half a second up, so knowing that we're just about half a tenth up, that's a positive. So we're down now, but that's still nothing to worry about because we know the last lap we really messed up in this sector here. But look at this, we're gaining time again. We're only 2 tenths down. And look, we're up already. So we knew there was time there. Just letting that car do less work on the tyres. And we know that final corner is where we lost a massive chunk last time round. So we're, look at this, 0.16. There we go. Getting this, let's get tighter here. So I know if I get tighter, I can power out the straight line a lot quicker. And look at this, gaining time. Lifting the car up so we don't go over track limits here. Doesn't matter if you lose a little bit. Braking early. And we know we got the traction down now. Look at this. Look at the time just gonna climb. Half a second, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 55.3. So there we go. Right, so that was 6 laps there to attempt getting that gold. And as you can see, every lap we were doing, as we're going to park up the car here somewhere safe, I know there's no one else on track, but that's a smallish guide on how to get the gold. We're just going to back up now and see where that puts us in the table, but more importantly, is that a gold lap time. Right, as you can see, unrestricted. Check out the podcast, 2 episodes coming very soon. Right, so we got a gold medal time. We're 6,419th in the top 2%, so I'm pretty sure that we're going to be safe. We're going to back out just to have a look at that screen again. Right, so as we can see here, as I get the controller just so I can try and use this cursor a bit more, so the world record's a 52.930. We needed a 56.317, so we're about a second, well, pretty much bang on a second quicker than the cut-off time for the gold. So just because you know the track, these things are not always as straightforward as we sometimes say. So sometimes we say 2 minutes for the 2 minute credits. Is it really? It's not, because what you have to factor in is you need to get reacclimatized to that track. You might have driven the track, but you might have driven in a different car, so you've got to acclimatise to the car as well. So as you can see, it was a bit of a process for me. So I think we probably did about 9 laps, so 9:18. So about 18 minutes it's taken us, maybe 20 if we round it all up, to get the gold lap time. I mean, we probably did it in 1 lap less, but I want it to be a little bit sure, just because if that world record does get beaten, that gold time is going to come down, so you just want to work on that a little bit. So yeah, that's been a little guide on how to get the gold. Is it really that quick? It's not 2 minutes, let's be honest, but it's very easy. So in 20 minutes we've got 2 million credits. I mean, that's pretty good going, I think. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Catch you soon. Chunky out.